This is Botcast, the Botheads Fantasy Football Podcast, and it is the first week of the playoffs. Things are really heating up. Today we're going to talk about, or we're going to have a couple articles to read, and we're going to a couple snippets and get into the players we're going to talk about for the week. So, how are you guys doing today?
Let's go, man. Doing good.
Bittersweet,
Ready for the playoffs.
ready for the playoffs. Let's win some fantasy football, dude.
Let's fucking do it, dude. Before we get started, you guys should subscribe to our channel because someday we hope to live stream, and to do that, we need a lot more subscribers. So if you guys could help us out, that'd be great. Like the video, leave us a comment if you please, and follow us on Twitter at BotheadsFF. So without further ado, let's get into the shit. The first article we have today is an article because we know how much Josh loves Tyreek Hill these days, being a Chiefs fan now. So the headline is Tyreek Hill says he wanted out of Kansas City because his 159 targets last season just weren't enough. Yikes. I don't even know if I'm going to go through the article really. It's just kind of crazy, man. Like, honestly.
I mean, when you're doing the stuff that he's doing this year with Tua as your quarterback, it makes you kind of wish you could have given him the ball more than 159 times in Kansas City, but
Shortest distance on a third down. They try to go the distance, and they will. Cheat code again. Tyreek touchdown.
he's jogging, dude. He's literally
no.
jogging.
Look at this. Look at the still frame of the play. Isn't that crazy?
Oh man, dude, that's gonna go down
He's
as one of the
gone.
coldest players in the NFL. One of the coldest photos. You ever see those? Man, I've been saying it for years because I've been watching Tyreek Hill play since he came in the NFL. Honestly, every single game up until this year. And I was saying it years ago, man. He's the best receiver in the NFL. He's the most explosive talent, honestly.
He is really fast.
He's really, really, really good with the ball in his hand, and he's really good at getting away from the secondary.
Yeah, I would
He's
say that
always
he's
open.
probably one of the most scary receivers, if not the most scary receiver with the ball in his hands. I don't like he is one of the best. It's hard to call him the best, but it's hard not to at the same time. Like
He has
playing football right now.
139 targets already for 13 games. So I guess he's
Extra
he's
game.
going to have way more. Yeah, with the extra game too, he probably hit 200 targets at this rate, right?
What do we got?
That's
Only
insane.
4 more games left.
That is insane, dude.
Yeah, about
Yeah, it'll be
170,
rough.
180 if he
Yeah.
keeps up his pace.
So 20 more targets. I guess he's
He's
getting what he
getting
wants
he's
then.
getting over 10 targets a game, so because it's 139 in 13 games, so he's getting almost 11 targets a game. So if he goes on with 10 for the next 4 weeks, he'll have like 180 targets, man.
So he'll probably like 185 if we're being honest.
Yeah, if he gets up to 14, 15, he can pop 200. I know Cup had a shitload of targets last year, but I don't know if it was 200. That just seems astronomical.
200's a lot, dude.
I no wonder he's injured now, man. Too much usage. All right. The next article we have is Falcons Arthur Smith Slimes. Slimes? Come on, Outkick. Marcus Mariota as quarterback is apparently away for his baby's birth, so he's kind of a douche. Arthur Smith, as we all know. Atlanta Falcons coach Arthur Smith earlier this week painted quite an unattractive picture of quarterback Marcus Mariota, the picture of a player not good enough to start for a bad team. One who curiously found an injury when he was benched, and one who left the team without giving a reason. Smith basically blistered Mariota. So basically, they benched him, and Arthur Smith thinks he's butthurt about it, and that's why he's away from the team, and he's faking an injury. I mean, imagine a coach accusing a quarterback or any player of faking an injury. Are you kidding me, man?
I must really hate Marcus Mariota, dude.
That's what it seems like, man.
I mean, he sucks, but he's getting it done. He's winning football games. Like, you can't just expect this dude to go out there, put you in a way better position than you thought you were going to be in, and then be like, wow, he sucks. Like, it's your fault.
They're a
You
game and a half out of first.
If I was Marcus
Literally.
Mariota, thank God I'm
Really?
not.
The
Yeah,
game?
they're
Oh,
like,
yeah, they're in that freaking division. Go ahead, sorry.
yeah. I don't know. It's just crazy. You know how we feel about Marcus Mariota here. He fucking sucks at football, especially fantasy football. I don't know how he got to quarterback 10. He reached his peak. But like just to bench this guy when he's like, I don't know. I don't like the coach or Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, I don't know how
Honestly,
I feel
I
about
think they're both
Desmond Ridder
stupid.
either, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he can't be much worse than Marcus Mariota. I don't think though.
Oh, I agree. But he might not be as good, too. Mariota wasn't that bad. So,
Odds of Ritter being better than Baker Mayfield.
We don't know. I don't know. My heart says
Pretty decent.
significantly, but like realistically, who knows?
It'd be kind of cool if he came out and did what Baker did his like first year when he got a chance. But
Cooper
that's
Kupp had
I don't know too about him.
145 targets total last year.
Oh my God.
Or no, 191.
Okay.
191.
Almost 200. Almost got
145
there.
receptions.
So they're about on pace to be about the same.
All right, so I was reading this PFF article earlier today, and I think PFF is like the best place to get fantasy information legitimately, but they're always behind paywalls, so it's kind of shitty. But this 2-paragraph excerpt right here kind of, I don't know, there's a little, I don't know how to feel about it. I just wanted to get your guys' take basically. So ultimately, this remains a 3-back committee with Dobbins as the clear leader, but his lack of picture-perfect health could continue to lead to instances like Week 14 when Edwards and Kenyon Drake wind up combining for more total targets and carries. The expected absence of Lamar Jackson and potentially Tyler Huntley is another viable variable. Wow, working against this backfield ahead of week's 15 smashable spot against the Browns. Shoddy run defense. Fuck you, PFF. But true. Dobbins is a borderline running back too, thanks to the matchup, but there's a low floor for any. It's a low floor for any committee running back involved in the league's 31st ranked offense. Really? Oh, and total targets to the position. Gus Bus is nothing more. Okay, I don't care about Gus. So basically, my question is, Dobbins this week, is it a smash because of the matchup and because of how good he played last week? Or should we be more worried about the committee like PFF seems to be?
I'm not really that worried. Like all teams run by committee basically now. There's only a handful of teams that don't. So for
But
that to be the reason not to, it's kind
They're
of
basically saying like the 2 running backs combined for more, than Dobbins had by himself. It's like if there's 2 backs, that back would have had more work than Dobbins, basically, is what they're trying to say.
I mean, I don't know. I would just ride with Dobbins, honestly.
Me too. Did he look good? And they probably split more time because it was his first game off an injury, man. They're gonna take the load
Dobbins
off
or
him a little bit.
Swift? Dobbins or ETN? Yeah,
I was gonna
my
say
other
or
one.
ETN. Like let's just throw them all
Dobbins.
in there. Pick one.
Dobbins over ETN. Maybe over Swift just because he's playing Cleveland.
It's rough. I'm nervous. My Dingleberry team is so stacked, like not like the best players, but I have so many good players to consider starting, and I have no idea. Him and Mike Williams has a smash matchup too, and I don't know if I can get either of them in my
What's
lineup.
crazy about those 3 running backs, man? Any of them can be the lead coming out of the week, and any of them can score more than 25 points.
And any of them could give you literally dog shit too.
Yeah.
Like ETN has been over and over again, and Swift to a lesser degree, but still, like 8 points from Swift is dog shit in my opinion. When you drafted him in the 2nd round, probably or end of the 1st, like need more
It's
from him.
decent for his snap share, but it's still
he's a
garbage
low
for
end
fantasy.
running back too in fantasy, and taken in the 2nd round. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
there ain't even 24 people gone, let alone 24 running backs gone.
Let's get out of this then. And I got this nice little stat here to lead us into our players we're going to be talking about. It's from Kyle Yates on Twitter. Jalen Waddle's fantasy finishes over the past 4 games. Wide receiver 38, 29, 98, and 68. I don't know, man.
I didn't
Not
realize
much.
that, not being much of a Waddle owner, but this guy seems kind of trolly. It's like, hey, we're going to the playoffs. There's a stat that will make all you guys freak out if you have Jalen Waddle in your starting lineup.
I mean, he's just giving you the information,
Yeah. It's crazy though. I didn't even know that.
Well, when Tyreek Hill's getting 100 targets a game, dude.
True. He's like
So
forcing
Jalen-
them to throw him the ball too. He's like, if you don't throw me the ball, I'm gonna leave you too. Like shit, dude, throw that motherfucker the ball.
I mean, he's still a
Crazy.
number 1 receiver though. He's had big games, so he's way better in like a best ball setting. But
since he played Cleveland until now, and he's got Buffalo this week, not the greatest matchup, So he's actually the first player we're going to talk about here. We're going to start with
he
the
went
receivers
off
today.
against Buffalo earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Tua did. That was early. No, 15 points
102
only.
yards.
Oh, I thought it was the 40-point game. It was
With
against
Baltimore. He had 30 against Detroit.
I kind of take the other side of that though, because it's like this guy did good against his team. I think they kind of focus on him more in their game planning.
I mean, at this point, how do you not focus on Tyreek Hill though?
Yeah.
Buffalo's
Buffalo's just good.
Arguably the best receiver in fantasy right now, Tyreek Hill. You'd think that would open it up for Waddle, not be more hindrance to him. But like I said earlier, it seems like he just wants every target. He's like a dick or something. I don't know, man.
Buffalo will
Works for
probably
my
take away
fantasy team, but-
everything deep. There'll be probably a bunch of like
And
short
Tyreek Hill will
passes
still
to
burn
Tyreek
like
Hill and
5
Waddle.
people and
Yeah.
catch 5 touchdowns because that's what he fucking does. Actually, no, Tua will miss him on 3 of them and he'll catch 2 of them probably. But, he'll underthrow him and he'll have to stand there and wait for the ball to come. That makes me that cringe so bad when I see that, man. Pat Mahomes would have thrown that touchdown for sure, man.
Tua's more accurate than Mahomes, dude. Don't we all know that?
Tyreek was just hyping his boy up, you know. You know how it goes.
Stupid
But,
fucking idiot.
Mahomes probably read that and laughed out loud.
I read
Like
that
a
and laughed
troll.
out loud, so like
Mahomes probably
I've
knows
never been the
Tyreek
biggest
is trolling
Tua
too.
guy, so
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't start him if he was on my team and did this the past 2 weeks. I wouldn't start him.
Jalen
Jalen
Waddle.
Waddle. I was just gonna say, like, I know it's like stick with your studs or not right now in all fantasy universe, at least on fantasy Twitter. So my question is, like, I know he's your stud, you drafted him high, especially in redraft. Like, how do you get away from Jalen Waddle? It's rough, right? I know Josh is talking about starting Donovan Peoples-Jones over him. We'll talk about him later, but like that's
Jalen Waddle or Christian
risky.
Kirk this week.
Oh my god, who does Christian Kirk play?
Doesn't matter.
I'd start Jalen Waddle.
Let me click
Yeah.
on one of my teams real quick.
One of my 14 teams that have Christian Kirk on.
Dallas.
Yeah, I start Waddle. I'm assuming Josh would
Yeah.
too. We're not the biggest Christian Kirk fans like you, Randy.
Yeah, it's,
But I
it's
don't
easy
feel,
for me. It's so easy for me. Like
I don't feel
Waddle.
confident. I've got Jalen Waddle in, I think, 2 leagues, and I do not feel confident in starting him in either. Would you start Drake London or Jalen Waddle?
Jalen Waddle.
Would you start Jalen Waddle or Isaiah Pacheco
Jalen Waddle.
against Houston? I don't know, man. I'm not so sure.
I'd
I'm
probably
not so
start
sure either, but
Pacheco.
I'm more of a wide
So
receiver
tough.
guy.
I'd start Pacheco. It's a rough one though, and I might change my mind, so don't hold me to it. But right now, my gut feeling right now is I'd start Pacheco against Houston for sure.
ETN or Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle.
DeAndre Swift or Jalen Waddle.
DeAndre
Randy,
Swift.
stop, dude. I think I agree with Josh though. Why does Travis Etienne seem so bad right now?
Because his last game was like a .3.
Because he's playing like all the snaps and still scoring no fantasy points. Probably it sucks, man.
Last week
But,
was like a Trevor Lawrence week, dude. He just balled out to Evan Ingram, you know? It's gonna happen sometimes.
True.
But do you
Probably
risk
be
it?
okay.
Do you risk it week 15 against a stout defense, but also an
I'm
offense
not.
that scores? It could be a powerful offense, like versus offense and a bunch of points, but Buffalo don't get no slouch defense either.
Would you start T Higgins or Jalen Waddle?
T Higgins. What? No. I don't know. It
I
was
don't know.
easy
It's
for
rough
me.
for me. T Higgins has goosed me twice this year.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
the
if I
same
can
thing,
start him in the
dude.
playoffs, man.
Yeah.
And he's
I don't
always
have a lot of T
active.
Higgins
They'd
either.
never put him out, so it fucks you. It fucks you so hard and so bad. It hurts, dude.
A
It's
healthy
like
T
you don't
Higgins.
know, you know? It's like at least rule him out, you fucking dicks.
They're so close to the same thing for me. Like I love
I,
them as players and assets, but like this week, it's so
Agreed.
hard to trust them rest of the season right now.
I might start Dobbins over T Higgins and Dingleberry. I'm not sure yet, though. It's hard for me to actually make that decision. T Higgins was supposed to be my big offseason acquisition that puts me over the top, you know?
Yeah.
I bench him in the first round of the playoffs. Like, it's rough, man. But we'll talk about him in a little bit. Well, actually, at the end of the receivers.
In a 12 man, I'm starting Waddle. Anything less, I'm not probably if I can avoid it.
Okay, that's good. Good barometer. All right, we can talk about Christian Watson. He's been really, really, really fucking good lately. And he's coming off a bye against the Rams, who probably are about to quit, I would assume. Maybe not, but you never know. Their whole team is basically on IR or just not giving a shit anymore. So, I mean, I know you're keeping him out of your botheads lineup, and it doesn't actually matter, Randy, but would you honestly start Christian Kirk over Christian Watson
If
this
I
week?
had
Like,
to
honestly.
choose this week, man, it literally gives me like a pain, like right there. Like as soon as you ask the question, he's like, I don't know. I really don't know. But now I get another week to see. Now if he comes and pops up again, it's going to be hard for me not to.
I mean,
Christian
come
Kirk.
I mean,
on.
4
What
in
more
a
do you
row is
want?
pretty hard not to want to start him in
Coming
your
out of
lineup.
a bye.
Playoffs, so man.
He scored
It
you
could be the
20
league
plus in
winner.
a
It could be the
row.
league winner. If I had to bench Christian Kirk right now, because it would be, I'd probably bench Chris a lot, man. I don't know. Dude. Like I don't know, man.
Why
It's
do you
so
love
hard.
Christian Kirk so much, dude?
I don't know.
I would start Christian Watson over Christian Kirk for sure.
Me too. Maybe that's why Randy's gonna win though. somehow. Christian Kirk, he's your spirit animal, Randy. You're gonna will
He's
him
gonna
to
put
30
three
fantasy
40
points.
points game in a week, like each week. That'd be sweet.
So I think I
Won't be
feel
sweet for my
really,
wallet.
really, really confident on Christian Watson, man. Like for real. Like really. I would start him for sure.
Yeah, I feel
That's
nice
hard
about
for not putting him in your lineup. That's crazy, man. I
I
start him over T. Higgins. I start him over Juju. I'd start him over Michael Pittman. I'd start him over every single receiver on this list. And Jalen Waddle. I'd start him over Jalen Waddle too.
I just have too many
He'll probably
receivers.
suck now though.
I don't
That's how
think
I
so,
think.
dude. I think he's gonna keep going. Aaron Rodgers is throwing him the ball. That's like they're literally targeting this kid in the end zone. He's fast. He's tall. He's
He's got it all.
got that NFL body. They're more NFL ready now, man. Coming out of college, it's literally proven over the past
College
2 or 3
teams
years.
are playing NFL style offenses now.
Mhm.
So it's really helping the receivers coming into the NFL like a lot. I agree.
Him scoring 7 touchdowns in 4 freaking weeks, man.
Just got the opportunity and ran with it, you know. Got a Hall of Fame back-to-back MVP Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Wasn't one of those a rushing? Didn't he have a rushing touchdown too? So it's really
Yeah,
8
it's not
Yeah,
touchdowns.
they don't
even.
even show that.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's not even on here. Crazy. It's not good.
I root for this man more than anybody. I hope he.
I root for Garrett Wilson like you root for Christian Watson, I feel like.
Yeah, I literally hope he scores more points than Christian Kirk each week going forward. Like, and they both have a lot of points. You know what I mean? Like, Christian Watson needs to just keep it up, even if he's on my bench. Just keep going.
Just keep
on
swimming.
trucking.
Just keep swimming.
Whisper to him, Randy.
We've been whispering back and forth. I picked him in 80% of my like 125 drafts with the last pick in the draft. He didn't do
Oh, an
shit until
underdog,
until like 4 weeks ago, and now he's like got 120 points on my teams. It's pretty crazy, dude. So yeah,
Nice.
let's go.
Oh, you were in a lot of those rookie sophomore ones too. He's
Yeah.
really good for those probably. So
From
all
everywhere.
right, let's do well, next we're gonna talk about Elijah Moore, who got a lot more opportunity because of the Corey Davis injury, and we're not sure if he's gonna play or not, but he says he's gonna try to play, so who knows. But 10 targets. Pretty good. I know there's a lot of question marks going on with the quarterback room. I know Zach Wilson got upgraded above Joe Flacco, so he's gonna suit up and be the backup this week. Mike White
Zach
has been
Wilson is?
injured. Yeah, I saw that earlier on Twitter.
Gross.
Mike White's in and out of the lineup. He's been hurt. He's toughing it out, but I mean,
Dude, they are letting defenders drill Mike White. You see how hard he got hit 2 separate times? Oh my
yeah.
goodness, dude. Imagine if that was Tom Brady.
Zach
People would be
Wilson's
in
probably
jail
paying him
right
off.
now.
It's like, yo, let this dude get hit. Here's 50K. Let me come back and play.
I don't think you can
Wild.
trust Elijah Moore even with Detroit's defense, though.
No.
It's such a great matchup, and he's coming off 10 targets, but I'm telling you, Mike White is one hit away from the Zach Wilson experience, dude. And we all know what the Zach Wilson experience does to Elijah Moore.
Elijah who? Yeah.
You can expect to get
Yeah,
negative
Elijah less,
points.
dude. Elijah none.
You're surprised if you get any points, dude.
Yeah, brutal. It's a brutal season for Elijah Moore. I had really high hopes for him, man.
Yeah.
Sucks.
You should go to Kansas City, dude.
We should find a quarterback that's not Zach Wilson, probably. So should Garrett Wilson. Actually, the Jets probably just should, and they can all be happy. But, whatever. Maybe Zach Wilson's better than we think. Or he's the next Baker Mayfield, probably, right?
Even less than.
All right, so the next player we got here is DJ Moore, and he's another one of these question marks, like that. Do you stick with your studs kind of thing? Because you probably drafted him in like the 4th round or 3rd round, pretty high for a receiver. He's probably drafted as your wide receiver 2, possibly even wide receiver 1 if you're real crazy.
Yeah, if you
Like
go
that
on
one
the
guy who
second
had him at,
trilogy.
remember that guy who had him at wide receiver 3, Randy, in the offseason?
Yeah.
I respect that guy, though. He owned the shit out of that take. So, hey, man, I respect that. I think his name's Keith or something. Or Keith, or I don't know. Respect.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. And he's just like, yeah, I'm definitely wrong about that.
He
You
also
can
had
be right
Brandon
all the time
Cooks.
about fantasy. It wouldn't be
Super
any
high,
fun.
too.
Well,
He had
it'd
to
be
have a
fun
rough
if you were
season,
that
that
person
guy.
that was always right. Imagine just
But-
never picking the wrong lineup, just always picking the right shit.
Nice.
So, I mean, DJ Moore's playing all the snaps still. He practiced in full. Is there any possibility to play him against Pittsburgh after how he's been? I mean, he's so hot and cold, but
I mean,
Not
I
at
think
all.
you can almost get away from him in just about any format, I bet you.
Elijah Moore or DJ Moore?
DJ Moore.
That might be there might be something between that, right?
It's obviously Waddle over Moore. and they're both
Yeah.
struggling. So
What about DPJ or DJ Moore?
I would start DPJ.
What about you, Randy?
that's a
Hmm.
rough one. If I started him this week in the playoffs, I'd start DJ Moore over DPJ at the moment.
50-50 for me. I want to say DPJ right now, but it's probably just because I'm a Browns fan, so don't listen to me.
If I had to put one in my lineup, I think I would just lean on. Even
The
though
stud
I
aspect
love
of it.
DPJ, yeah.
I don't know how many people. We're gonna move quickly on to Michael Pittman here, I think. Coming off the bye against Minnesota after a real dud. He's been decent this year. Probably not what people were expecting of him, though. Wide receiver 22 in
Definitely not.
PPR. About what I expected from him, though, to be honest with you guys. Like, I don't know. Everybody was super high on him, and that's me.
Yeah, people
But,
were taking Michael Pittman in the second, third round, and people were taking Russell Gage in like the fifth round. So it's
that's
pretty
crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Not
Because
happy
Chris
with any of
Godwin's
that.
injured.
Yeah,
Yikes. I did
I
not
thought he was
know
going to
that
be the guy.
Gage was that.
Oh, he moved
Wow.
up on the boards, man.
Really?
Yeah,
Holy
Tom
crap.
Brady
Yeah, you're
wanted it.
really locked into underdog, huh?
yeah. I drafted for like 200 hours during the summertime.
I got Michael Pittman in like 2 leagues, and I got him both in this like the 7th round. I'm pretty sure, 6th or 7th, and like that's where he needs to go. The 5th and
Maybe
3rd is too
you were
high.
drafting with us for sure.
Hmm
Not these expert leagues where they're all telling you how great Michael Pittman is going to be.
Where did he go in our league? Where did he get drafted at?
4th round. Holy shit. That's early for me.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, who cares about that? Let's talk about just this week. What do you guys think? Minnesota, after the year he's had, are you going to lean on Michael Pittman or you going to get away from him?
I'm gonna get away from him.
Jalen
How
Waddle
do
or
you?
Michael Pittman then? How about that? That's a
Jalen
rough
Waddle.
one, huh?
I don't know. That's so close for me.
I'd start Jalen Waddle for sure.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
that was
rough
my
one.
point, though. People took this man so early. Like, how do you get away? Like you're saying about the other studs and shit. Like, how do you get away from him? Like, who are you gonna have to replace him with? Like, man,
DPJ or Michael Pittman?
DPJ.
Ooh, baby. Oh my goodness.
12
I think I'd go
targets, dude.
Michael Pittman, but oof, that's rough.
No. I want to put DPJ in my Jersey League lineup so hard, dude.
I think I'd go
I
Michael
really
Pittman
do.
over DPJ and over Jalen Waddle.
I don't know about Jalen Waddle, but I think I would over DPJ.
Pretty close.
Rough road. All right, we can talk about Josh's boy now, Juju Smith-Gooster, who did not goose this week though, boy. 11 targets, 9 catches, and a touchdown, 74 yards against Denver. Now he's got Houston. My only fear is that it's like a jillion to 0. You know what I mean? They just run the ball a bunch and do their thing like that. But
Yeah, I can see that being a real possibility, but
he's been off and on a little bit too, to be honest. But
I feel like Kansas City plays down to their competition a lot, you know what I mean? It's like they're playing a lesser team. They, like kind of like Dallas did last week. They played down to their competition. Like they're a way better team than Houston, and that was like a legit almost lost game, If that's the case, Juju could have a really good week, man. I've seen the
I
Chiefs
feel
do it enough times. Like last week, they're up 27-0, and then bam, 27-21.
That's a bad freaking habit they should get out of, man.
Mm-hmm.
Be like the Eagles. Just play up to your potential and then set all your starters at halftime.
how you feeling about Juju, Randy?
Good matchup. A lot of targets. I mean, is he going to continue like what he's doing?
The
Or is he going
ominous
to look,
head shake.
or is he just going to look at like he did 3 weeks prior with 4 and 3 targets? Like,
When he was banged up and kind of hurt,
is he ready to go?
seems like it,
He
huh?
only had a
11 targets.
concussion, right? Or do you have something
Yeah,
else?
he had a concussion, but it's a bad one, dude. Who knows how long it takes for this to heal? I don't know.
True. But
Against
it's not like a
Houston?
lower leg injury or something, you know?
I feel like Randy should feel about he feels about Juju how we feel about Christian Kirk. It's like we're like meh. It's like how
And
you
I
need to bring
feel
your
the
Christian
same
Kirk
about
level
Christian
down.
Kirk and Juju, like in the middle. I feel
Yeah,
like I'm just
I
kind of
feel
like
like they're
they're
very
both all
close.
right. They are really close. I agree.
Number 1 receivers on good offenses.
Randy would hate that though.
I don't know what to say, dude.
I think
don't.
I would honestly take Juju over him too, which is something. I'm sorry, Randy. I
No,
would take
it's
Pat Mahomes, slot receiver
Yeah.
over Christian Kirk, man.
dude. Everybody and their moms would, especially preseason.
Not
preseason.
preseason. I'm talking about right now, though. I
Yeah,
bet you
right
a lot
now.
of people would
A lot of
switch to
people
Kirk
probably are
based
on the
on
Kirk
just
train.
stats and points of the season alone.
Yeah.
You know,
The little number next to the wide receiver PPR changes people's
26 versus was
minds
he
a lot.
10
I
or
don't know.
11 or
Yeah,
something.
he should still be in the top 12.
10. Check to do.
Why you checking so much, Josh? All right. So next we got DPJ, which I feel like we've already talked so much about him, you know, but he's got Baltimore, a very good matchup. He's coming off 12 freaking targets. He played every single snap and 114 yards for DPJ. And I'm telling you, Jacoby Brissett had him wide open in the end zone and missed him. So it could have been a fucking
30-point game.
30-point game. Literally, there's like a 50-yard touchdown pass is what it would have been. So yeah. Hard to get away from him, man. I understand, Josh.
I might start him over Jalen Waddle this week, dude.
I would advise
Look
that
at his
too.
last 5 weeks, man.
I
He had
advise you
one
not
bad
to.
week against Tampa Bay, Miami, 14, 17. I mean,
Jacoby-
look,
You can go
double
back
digit
even
every week.
farther. Yeah.
All
He's
that's
a man,
Jacoby
dude.
except for the past 2 games, though, and he did have his 2 consecutive good games. But
And he looked real good this past week
Man,
with
it's
12 targets. And
Baltimore.
Amari's beat up, right?
Must win.
I love
It's
DPJ,
out practice again.
but over Waddle, I
It's
don't know
hard
if
to
I can
do.
make myself, man.
Look at them compared to each other over the last 5 weeks. It's,
Oh, I know.
DPJ's been better. He's just been better for fantasy.
Yeah.
It's like if you go off the name, it's like how do you bench Jalen Waddle for DPJ? But at some point you just can't get away from it. It's like Christian Kirk. I hate Christian Kirk, but I still am like, dude, he's just doing it. He's doing it every single week, and I'm gonna have to give Randy $50 fucking.
That's how I felt about Tua earlier in the season when he was popping off. I was like, I don't really like Tua, but how can I keep denying it? Like he's just doing it every freaking week, man.
DPJ's only 23 years old, man. He's
I
trying to come
know.
into his.
He's playing his way into the Browns' future right now, for real.
Deshaun Watson's gonna start getting his feet under himself eventually, dude. He's too good not to.
I hope you're right, but I feel like people have said the same thing about Russ too.
Man,
He's older though, but
Russ has no excuse. He's been playing
True.
football consistently for. Deshaun Watson hasn't played football in 2 years, you know.
no one has ever made me cringe as much as Russell Wilson. So
Yeah.
so much cringe. All right, Drake London.
That's rad.
Mr. Unlimited. Mr. Unlimited. Oh, stop. Please, you're killing me. Anyways, Drake London against New Orleans. Coming out the bye. He's coming off his 12 target game, but as we know, Marcus Mariota got benched. So, I mean, it's going to be rough to trust him, obviously. Where are you guys at on him, though? Like, how low is it?
You can't start him.
Not at all. What about versus Elijah Moore?
I'd start Drake London.
I'd start him over Elijah Moore, too.
Is that the line? Or you think there's...
It's close.
It's
I'd probably
close,
start Josh
probably.
Palmer over him.
What
Players
about
like
Isaiah
that.
McKenzie?
I don't think so. Maybe if I'm trying to boom, get a real nice boom in a week and try to, if I'm the underdog or something.
If your team's really hurt and that's why you have to start someone like this, you know, you're just like,
Yeah.
screw it, I'll go with hopefully the big game, you know.
I feel like people that made it to the playoffs did it without Drake London, and Drake London's gonna be on a lot of teams that were eliminated, maybe.
Or he was kind of a later pick, so possibly. All right, we gotta talk about T. Higgins, unfortunately. He goosed me again, boys. Twice this year, this motherfucker goosed me. And he never gets called inactive. It's never anything like that. He doesn't play.
He just comes out ready to play, gets hurt, fucking.
I
just
lost to
doesn't
a
play.
team that's trying to lose. And T. Higgins got me 0. It hurts, dude.
Yeah, it sucks.
How can I trust him against Tampa Bay this week?
It's
Do
so
I stick
hard,
with
dude.
my stud?
Who are you having besides
Jake.
him?
My lineup is DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Taylor, Chris Godwin, Terry McLaurin, and then I have T. Higgins and oh yeah, that's it. That's my whole team. But my question is, should I start Dobbins or Higgins? Or Mike Williams?
That's rough. It was already hard with the 2 to decide from.
Or Rashad White.
Wow.
I got him too. Let's look at this real quick. I didn't want to ask Josh because I'm playing him. Honestly.
No, it feels bad that he gives you, but I would probably.
I would never lie to you.
Jerry
It's so
Judy's the
tough.
other one. Jerry Judy's the other player I couldn't remember.
I'd roll with T Higgins probably.
What about Judy? Would you start any of these players over Jerry Judy? Dobbins,
Judy.
Rashad
Judy
White, Mike Williams. Mike
maybe.
Williams got Tennessee too, and he's coming off a big week too, man, off his injury. But he didn't have a lot of Keenan Allen out targeted him. I think Josh Palmer did too, though, so it's kind of rough. But
They both had 6, I think, Josh Palmer and Mike Williams.
that's my dilemma for the week, guys. T. Higgins is my dilemma. How do I do it? He's got this matchup against Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay feels like they have to win this game. T. Higgins has hamstring issues still.
Jerry
He
Judy
just
just
beat me.
had 3
He was
touchdowns.
limited at practice. I keep
J.K.
an eye
Dobbins
on
has
him.
Cleveland.
If like he doesn't, like if there's not super good news about him, I might just roll with J.K. Dobbins just to feel safer. But if good things coming, he like fully practices, I'd probably lock in T Higgins.
Big Goose is hurt, man.
Yeah, especially last week. Like
Especially
if it
because
was
I would
3 or 4 weeks ago, you know,
I would have a
wouldn't-
much easier game this week in Dingleberry if he didn't goose and got me like 5 points. I'd be able to play Mike. No offense, Mike. You're probably watching this, so
if he goosed you like 3 or 4 weeks ago, would you even consider benching him
no.
right now? It just sucks, like the recent shit.
But he's coming off the injury right now,
Yeah.
though. If it was 3 or 4 weeks ago and he came back and he was healthy, getting targets and playing, then no.
It's
But
hard.
if he goosed me, got hurt, and didn't play until right now, it would be in the same exact situation I
Yeah.
am now. So
JK or him, I think. I think I would bench Mike Williams, but I don't know.
yeah, I'm benching. But even with Justin Herbert as my quarterback, I'm still benching Mike Williams. I also have Josh Palmer too, but
It's tough, dude. I might start Mike Williams over Judy and JK over Higgins, for real.
Ooh.
I don't know what I can do. It's gonna
JK is
be
playing
up to the
Cleveland.
moment.
Yep, I agree.
Saturday. For me, it's gonna be rough, man.
Just gonna have to smoke a good bong and think about it.
I know. Hopefully on Monday I won't be kicking myself at our Christmas thing, Josh. We'll see though.
Yeah,
I guess
hopefully
you're
it's
probably
like-
hoping I am kicking myself.
It's tough, dude.
I
Oh
know
well,
it is.
if I lose, I hope you win.
Same. And I hope you win in procedure and just to spread the love around.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Randy too. 100%.
I hope you get that belt, boy.
I know I'll wear it on our.
Don't let Trey fucking get it.
put it
Imagine Trey
upon my
with that
shoulder
belt.
first stream.
You should.
Can he
first
even
stream.
lift that belt?
Oh god, here we go. Noodle arm Trey jokes are incoming.
Yeah, Ray Trey can come over and beat me up. He can put me on a little spider
Probably.
monkey headlock or something. Dude.
With that wombat stance.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny Walker's Josh's biggest question this week, I think. So he got hurt and then didn't play the next week. And now we're looking at San Francisco, the best running defense in the NFL.
Historically good.
I know you're trying to get away from him, so I'm assuming you'd start Rashad White, AJ Dillon, and who's your other? Oh, is it Donovan Knight, your other one? So you're not sure, right, about Donovan Knight? But
Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, San Francisco hasn't given up a running back over 65 yards the entire season, not once.
that's
That's
crazy.
crazy good, dude. Kenny Walker,
Simon
before
has
he was
Detroit,
even
too,
out
man.
last week, he was kind of banged up. He hasn't looked good in weeks, man. He fell in the end zone a couple times, and that's what saved the
Yeah,
seat. You
Look
know,
at these yards per carries right here. You're right.
The good news about them not
1.7.
giving up 50 yards or whatever, and what did he have? 12 points with 51 yards, 13 points with 17 yards, 17 points with 26 yards. I think you can get it done
But you have
without
to rely
getting
on
50 yards from San
touchdowns.
Francisco. And catches
Really just-
one
yeah.
game, touchdowns a couple games. Feels a lot like a CEH type situation from early on in the season, like the last 4 games look like to me.
Well, if that's the case, he's playing San Francisco.
that's what I'm saying. If he was playing like,
You're making it worse and worse for me, Randy.
Yeah, I just go back and forth.
It's a CEH situation. Like, well, fuck.
Well, it
man,
kind of looks like
definitely
it, don't
not
it? Like
starting
all the points, not a lot of
He's playing the snaps though. That's the difference. CEH was
Yeah.
playing like 30 or 40% snaps. He's playing 70 plus when he's healthy, obviously. So
I mean, in that
I
game he got
think-
hurt, he was averaging 12 yards a carry, which is pretty good.
if he
right,
plays.
only 3 carries, but yeah, I agree.
He'll get
Look
you
at
10 or
him.
20. He'll get you 10 to 20 points if he plays.
Really?
I don't think there's a realm where he doesn't.
Is this going to be up to the wire decision for you, Josh? Whether you're starting? Oh my God, he plays tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm
Today,
fucked,
when you're
dude.
watching this video.
I'm fucked.
Good luck, man.
I'm gonna like use my coin
That
flip bet
changes things
probably.
a little bit for me. I
Hey,
didn't
look.
quite realize that.
The running back that I'm fucked with in the same league we're playing each other, Travis Etienne. We just play him right next to each other, and we'll just see who's highly
Shittier.
drafted, not good running back is working out for us, right?
He's mad that you traded him to me, dude. Week 10,
I
I
mean, he
acquired
needs
this
to get
guy.
his shit straight, man. This is the playoffs. I ain't got time for this.
know.
And this is a stud that I can't get away from in bot heads, especially in a redraft league. I can get how in
Yeah.
an 8-team dynasty league, Randy, you can, you know?
Yeah.
That's an 8-team dynasty league. I'm talking a 12-team redraft league. How do I get away from Travis Etienne? Is it possible? Would you start Donovan Knight over him? Legitimately,
Absolutely
would you?
110% no.
Josh?
I might. I don't know though.
You actually
What
might
about
because you're
Walker versus
considering
Etienne?
Walker over.
I benched
Walker.
ETN for Isaiah Pacheco and Miles Sanders in one league. I'm pretty sure.
I feel good about those running backs, though.
What about
Yeah.
Walker ETN, you said?
Yeah, Walker or Etienne.
Hmm.
Mm.
Kenny Walker. I don't know, man.
They play Dallas and San Francisco, man. Just like,
I know. I
It's
would take Etienne, but I would not be happy about it,
so
man.
not. It's so close.
Just because the Niners. Honestly, you know what I
and the
mean? Like,
injury and tomorrow night, early week.
right. Oh, I hate Thursday. Thursday is such bullshit, man. It's rough. Any last words on
Feels
our boy
bad,
here,
man.
or ready to move on to
Okay.
Deontay Foreman? Deontay Foreman is still getting all the carries. He only scored 9 fantasy points. He gets Pittsburgh this week. The real story kind of is Chuba Hubbard, though. Not playing much, but 14 carries and 3 targets for Chuba. Pretty interesting. So, are we trusting Deontay against Pittsburgh this week? A matchup that I don't think that either team is going to blow each other out. You know what I mean? They might be able to lean on the run a little bit, you know? Coming off of,
Yeah.
look at all these carries. It's hard to get away from this volume, is what I'm trying to say, basically, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Out of
absolutely.
all the running backs we talked about, he's on the bottom of my list.
Really.
I would start Walker, ETN.
Me too. But, like, look
I
at this
might.
volume.
Yeah. That's crazy. Deontay Foreman or Donovan Knight?
Matchup alone, I'd go with Foreman. I like Donovan Knight better, though, but I would take
Yeah.
Foreman in this matchup.
They feel
What
close
about you,
to me.
Josh? They are close to me, too.
I think I
Donovan
would
Knight's
take
the line
Donovan
for me.
Knight. Yeah.
Deontay Foreman can give you that big boom, or he can literally be like, shit, I got 2 points.
It's going to be hard to find players with
20 plus carries.
right with this kind of volume. That's all. So
And playing against Pittsburgh.
AJ Dillon been heating up. He took advantage of Aaron Jones's injury. Aaron Jones is practicing fully, but I honestly don't think it matters much. I think they both legitimately can be like very good for fantasy. So coming off the bye against the Rams, great matchup. AJ Dillon, how would you compare him to these running backs we've been talking about? Donovan Knight, obviously. Would you put him above Foreman and Knight? And how do you feel about him versus Etienne and Walker?
I
So
think I have
good.
Donovan Knight higher than you guys. I think Donovan Knight is like in the same because like I have to start these 3 running backs, 2 of them. Donovan Knight, Kenny Walker, AJ Dillon, and I just don't know. I like
would
Donovan
go.
Knight more than you guys, I think.
I like Donovan Knight, but I think I would start the other 2 over him.
I was thinking the same thing.
Randy's a hater on Donovan Knight. He always has been.
Hey, I don't know
Since
nothing
day
about running
one,
backs
2
here.
weeks ago, when anybody ever discovered who Donovan Knight was. Randy's been a hater since day one, so he can never change his mind. Sorry, Randy, you have to hate Donovan Knight forever, dude.
You don't want me to like him. Once I start saying he's gonna do good, that's when it all goes bad. I don't know shit about running backs. I just get the ones that are proven, so I don't have to make these decisions, dude. Just pray they don't get hurt.
I know Aaron Jones was a little banged up last time they played football, but they leaned on AJ Dillon in those 3rd down situations like heavily, dude.
He just didn't play much. That's why.
hmm
I think that they're both going to be good. I think Aaron Jones is going to play though for sure. I don't think that he's going to get quite. I mean, he could get the same amount of work, but I think Aaron Jones is going to definitely eat into some portion of their offense. You know what I mean? Just him out there being available will definitely negatively impact him a little bit. But I like coming off a bye. I like it's later in the season, and I like the matchup. So hard to get away from AJ Dillon, I think.
I
Yeah, I
agree.
said I would be nervous after the Philadelphia week, and you guys both told me that he was a locked and loaded play against Chicago. So
Yeah, I mean Josh been on this AJ Dillon train, boy.
Oh yeah, dude. It's getting
AJ
crunch
Dillon
time.
or ETN then? That's the question. I think I'd start AJ Dillon over Travis Etienne right now. Legit.
Me too.
What about you, Randy?
I mean, you got to go with what's happening right now. First week of the playoffs, he's had 17 and 20 points. I'd probably have to go with AJ Dillon, and it hurts me to say out loud.
Pretty high, and hopefully he can do for us. What about Tony Pollard, Josh's other running back, and Dingleberry? He's been looking pretty nice. One semi-dud, but I think in the grand scheme of things, who gives a shit about 1 week? You know what I mean? He's got
He still got you
Jacksonville.
8 points in that 1 week.
I know, right?
Dude's a stud.
I hesitate to even call it a dud. You know what I mean? Like one lackluster performance, I guess. You know, whatever.
He had
But
like
also
an
Zeke is
average,
still chilling. You know what I mean? Like they're doing their thing in Dallas. I don't know.
Yeah, Dak's bad at football, so they just run the football the whole time.
Poor CD.
More
Poor Michael Gallup.
more Dak shots from Josh, dude. He's already dead, dude. Stop hitting him. Every
mean-
time me, Randy, and Mike watched the games on Sunday, and every time Dak did something dumb, like when he threw that interception, like all of us were just like, "Yep, Josh was right."
We just look at each other like, does Zach really suck? Yeah, he does.
I'd feel super confident with Tony Pollard though. It's hard to get away from him legit. So I'd start him over J.K. Dobbins. I'd start him over Travis Etienne. I'd start him over Kenny Walker.
Yeah, he's locked and loaded in your lineup every week, dude.
If
I
I
think
was
you could
less
start him and
biased, I'd
Zeke,
start him
dude.
over Swift. But I mean, I'd start Swift over. Let's be real. Yeah, I agree though too, Josh. It's like the era of 2 running backs per team you could start legitimately.
There's just so much to eat, especially with the throwing game.
I feel like we've talked about J.K. Dobbins a lot, but let's go over him real quick here. Cleveland this week, obviously that's a big plus. 15 carries, 120 yards, and a touchdown is a big plus. His health is definitely a minus, and him being in committee is definitely a minus. So I don't know. I'd start him over a lot of players, but I don't know if I can start him over ETN and Kenny Walker. What do you guys think?
I think
I'd start him
J.K.
over Kenny
Dobbins could be
Walker.
a league winner the rest of the season. He's got a light schedule,
Sure.
easy matchups, man. He got 43% target share or snap share on his
Straight out
first
of the
game back
injury.
from injury. That's only going to go up.
And he's got Cleveland this week.
He looked like he had a couple of explosive runs. Got in the end zone.
If I'm gonna watch the Browns lose, I might as well start him. Is what you're saying?
He's the running back that you want on your team. Who cares about the committee? Those other guys. I mean, Kenny and Drake, man, come on, no way.
Sure.
Yeah, if JK's running the football, he's gonna do good. Like, what are
JK
the
is gonna
odds that
win
we
people
start
some leagues,
playing
dude.
good rushing defense? Like, how surprised would you be Sunday if we start tackling people? Like, surprised as fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Jack got put on IR. You see that?
Oh, we're fucked. JK Dobbins all day, every day.
We have no linebackers left. Legitimately, it actually is. No, man. I just put that together. I saw that because I get like the NFL, like just the Browns, things on my phone, and it's just like
Yeah.
Jeremiah Uso-Koromora sent to the IR to miss at least 4 games. Like, well, that's the whole fucking
Who's-
season. We already
Who's
can't
gonna
tackle
tackle this
anyone.
man? If he's playing, he's locked and loaded, in my opinion. But it's all
So who do I start him over then? Jerry Jeudy, T. Higgins, DeAndre Swift. Those are my options to start him over.
Is ETN already on your bench?
I don't have ETN in the same league. I've got JT, and JT's on my lineup. For sure, like no doubt. That's a stud that you can't get away from. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of guy I can't get away
Yeah.
from.
I don't know, man.
And
I would
honestly, I feel the
start
same way about
JK
Swift.
over Jerry Jeudy.
It is risky to start him, especially if Russ is out. And I saw
I
that.
was gonna say, is Russ coming back
so-
or? 'Cause
I
with
mean,
Russ,
even
I'll
with
probably
Russ,
play
for real, it's like he had a good game against Kansas City's questionable pass defense. He's still
That's-
Russell Wilson, who's still been disappointed all year.
I just really believe in Jerry Jeudy, but I do agree
Me
with you
too.
though.
I love Jerry
There's a
Jeudy.
rough,
It's just-
rough situation to be in.
If I'm in the playoffs, I'm starting J.K. Dobbins against Cleveland's defense instead of Jerry Jeudy with whoever at quarterback.
I'm gonna fit Dobbins into my lineup somewhere. I just don't know
I
where
know,
yet.
it sucks. I wish that you would just leave him on your bench.
T. Higgins goosing me is definitely leaving a sour taste in my mouth though, and it's hard for me to choose between Judy and T. Higgins.
It's gonna leave a sour taste in your mouth when you bench T. Higgins and he scores 22 points. So.
I know. I'd be much more happy benching Judy and losing out on 20 points than benching Higgins and losing out on 20 points, 'Cause like I said earlier, Higgins was my off-season acquisition that was supposed to put me in the Super Bowl, so we should probably just go with him,
Yeah.
But the last name here on our list is Isaiah Pacheco, Chiefs running back, 13 carries, 3 targets, 12 fantasy points. He gets Houston, smash matchup, honestly.
Smash versus season, to be honest.
Agreed. Denver's a little bit rough, but he just did it against them. A decent game against them already once. So, but yeah. So Houston this week. How you guys feeling? Easy start.
Yeah.
He
easy
surprises
start.
me, man.
Let's do the barometer. Kenny Walker or Isaiah Pacheco?
Pacheco.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Woo!
It's not
ETN
even
or
close.
Pacheco?
Pacheco.
Pacheco.
Dobbins?
Dobbins.
I finally found the line, I think, for Josh. What about you, Randy? Dobbins or Pacheco?
That's
like
tough though.
Dobbins
They
as
both
well.
have smash matchups for real.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why it was such a good. I feel like it's a good one.
It's just I think Jerick McKinnon's gonna take more away from Isaiah
Yeah,
Pacheco
he
than
is another player
Kenyon
we could
Drake
talk
is gonna
about.
take away from J.K. Dobbins.
Would you start Jerick McKinnon or Kenny Walker?
Jerick McKinnon.
Woo!
I
That
wish I had him in
Thursday night,
Bothead.
Jesus.
I
that
wish I had
Thursday
him in
night,
Bothead.
man, like rest of season type shit, I would take Kenny Walker over a lot of people. But this week, Thursday night against San Francisco, I'm going both of the Chiefs running back over.
What about ETN versus them, Randy?
I'm really glad I don't have to make the
Decide this
decision.
week.
I
I think I'd start Jerick McKinnon over ETN, dude.
Oh, obviously you would Pacheco. So
yeah, I would Pacheco, but
I think Pacheco's gonna have a better game than Jerick McKinnon this week.
I
Jerick
just know I'm getting
McKinnon.
points from.
I mean, I say I
Pacheco.
might, but I might not actually because I think the Chiefs could lean on Pacheco this game when they're ahead by 20 points. You know, I
yeah,
think
for
that's
sure.
more likely. And then like Jerick McKinnon might come in for a drive or two, but he's not. You know, I don't know. He's not gonna be catching 9
He'll get some
passes.
targets, probably 5 or
Yeah.
6 targets at least. I'd say.
You know, something like that, right around there.
What about Zanonovan Knight or Jerick McKinnon?
McKinnon.
McKinnon.
It's a rough one for me, man.
This is a good podcast for me. So I think I'm gonna work Zonovan Knight out of my lineup.
Detroit does have a decent run defense, or people just don't run against them either way. Like
I
they've
think I was a
been
little bit too high on
bottling
him.
up. Who are those running backs, Randy?
running backs?
Saquon. That the Lions shut down the past 5 games. You were saying
Oh shit.
it was like
Really?
Saquon and I don't remember. It doesn't
Dalvin
really matter.
Cook.
Look at the Lions schedule real quick.
Dalvin Cook, they just played.
Yeah,
They played Philly, Washington, Minnesota, and wait a minute,
So-
no, they didn't.
I was gonna say I didn't think Miles Sanders was on the list.
They played Minnesota,
Dalvin
Jacksonville.
Cook, Travis Etienne.
I think I'm just dumb. Buffalo and New York. So Saquon,
Singletary, I guess.
ETN, and Dalvin Cook. 3 good running
Interesting.
backs.
Any final words, boys, before Saturday?
I mean, good luck if you guys play anyone that's playing tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have much. I got
Thursday
DK
night's
and
rough.
Botheads actually, and Josh has the Lockett against me and Dingleberry, and I have DK against him and Botheads.
What about
My
Kenny
wife
Walker and
has
Botheads.
Lockett.
what about Brandon Ayuk? How you feel about him tomorrow night with no Debo?
I like him.
I think he might have a.
I think Brock Purdy can play in the NFL.
Yeah.
A little bit. I don't think he's great, but I think he can play.
I heard on the Max Kellerman show a take this morning or yesterday morning. I was curious if you saw it. If Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl this year, who would you start at quarterback, Trey Lance or Brock Purdy?
Trey Lance.
Yeah.
That's what everyone else said too.
I love Trey Lance. Like obscenely too much.
I don't know, dude. I think it'd be tough, man. Brock Purdy comes in as a rookie too, looks good as hell. What if he does something like
Well, at
he
least
he
trade
has
Trey Lance for
significantly
me,
good plays? Then?
please. Trey
I mean-
Lance, I think, will be better than Justin Fields when he gets the chance. And all these Andes, all these average Andes talking shit about Trey Lance are all gonna eat that shit. Flip
Yeah.
that. Because everybody's like, he sucks. He sucks from what? He had one start in a monsoon, then he played 2 plays and hurt his ankle. Like,
Yeah.
I can't. I love Trey
Buy
Lance.
him up. Buy him up.
He's he's my DeAndre Swift as a quarterback. I'll never quit him, dude. Never. Until it's like obvious.
I'm Daniel Jones is my guy, but I'm definitely not expecting nearly as much.
You start Daniel Jones or Deshaun
Exactly.
Watson?
Big D.
Which one's Big D?
Oh, I thought you
Damn.
meant Big Dan.
Damn, you really had to call me out and make me answer, bro.
When you say Big D, I just automatically think Daniel Jones because you've been calling Daniel Jones Big Dirty Dan.
Yeah,
and
that's
shit.
who I meant, but at least I could stand by and argue that. No, I meant Deshaun Watson when I said Big D. No, probably Daniel Jones this week.
Put Deshaun Watson in over him.
I would
Nelson.
literally clench my butthole and hold it the whole Sunday if I played Deshaun Watson in the playoffs.
I have Deshaun Watson in right now, and I think I'm gonna leave him in.
You're not a Browns fan that has to watch that shit show. Like we do.
He-
Dude, as Browns fans, it's gonna be horrible.
His trajectory was getting higher though. Like it wasn't straight like down at the ground. It started to like come up a little bit.
Yeah,
The
it
receivers
was
had to
hitting
go
him in the
low to
knees.
get it, but like
If they had to go to their knees to catch it now, but at least it's not going straight into the ground.
maybe
so.
Next
one more
week,
week
though,
and
it's
it'll
gonna
be
be the
through their
waist.
chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And then 2 weeks will be right perfect, and then
And then next week it'll be way over their head.
The season will be over, and we'll be like, "What the fuck happened?"
And then the cycle repeats.
Oh, fuck.
All right, I think we're about to get out of here, so we'll be back on Sunday morning, but we'll be recording on Saturday night before the playoffs. So good luck setting your lineups and
Good
go
luck,
Browns.
bro.
Yeah, you too,
Good,
Josh. Bro.
everybody.
Go Chiefs.